she was brilliant. Like, I almost wanted to cry. She was so supportive, and she's the first person who, when I've said I'm not sure if I even want to attempt breastfeeding, hasn't said, oh, well, you should at least give it a go, or you should, you know, like, she did not give her opinion whatsoever. I just am filming in the living room today because the kids are playing outside, and I, you know, had to rejig the whole setup. So it's taken a while, but I think we're here. This is my 26-week pregnancy update. I have been so busy that just like thinking about where I am in pregnancy and everything has totally been on the back burner this week, but it's been a really productive week. So if you didn't see last week's update, go and check that out. That was my 25-week update. And I mentioned in there that Shane and I were having like a staycation. So my parents took the kids for, I think they did them for 5 days, and Shane and I just stayed at home, and we had a wonderful time. So we went out to dinner, and it was a gorgeous restaurant, and the food was amazing. And besides that, we just like kept it really low key. Like, we had movie nights and stuff, but we also did lots of renovating. So if you haven't seen or been to my channel before, we have been renovating our house for pretty much the last 2 years since we moved in. We kind of started on week 1. And we're getting carpets laid in 2 weeks from now. So there were lots of jobs in the living area that we needed to get finished off. So this last weekend, courier driver's here. It's not kids interrupting the video, it's the courier driver. No, I'm actually excited because I was waiting on a couple of things. Anyway, 26-week update. We've done lots of renovating. Shane and I, we painted the ceilings throughout the living area and playroom. Shane switched out the light fittings. We've got all new light fittings in the living area. Thank goodness, because our lighting was so poor in here. We repainted the entire playroom. We framed out the archway between the living area and the playroom. Shane put up a shiplap feature wall, which you can kind of see behind me a little bit. And I painted that, and then he wall mounted the TV. Like, we did a ton over those 5 days, and it didn't feel like we did a terrible amount. But it was just, I guess, when you're used to doing with kids, it's so much easier not to do it with kids, you know what I mean? Or so much easier to do it without kids. I don't know, grammar's all messed up. But anyway, we got it done, and I'm super excited. I cannot wait until we get the new carpet in. Like, we have got about 5 million different types of flooring in our house at the moment. It's gross. And I cannot wait to get new carpet. So that's been exciting. The nesting side of me is going crazy, and it's probably my favorite part of pregnancy. As far as pregnancy symptoms go this week, I haven't noticed anything out of the norm. I definitely can tell I'm putting on weight now, like around my hips. But I don't care. I don't. It's my last pregnancy. I don't care. I'm hungry all the time. I eat all the time. I have been more tired this week. I don't know if that is specific to pregnancy or if it's because we've had a rough week. Jack had a fever on Monday night and was in my bed. Shane ended up sleeping on the couch. Everyone got more sleep that way, but he was up a lot. And then the next night I was sick quite late, and the kids were like sleep talking, because they had fevers, and like, oh, anyway. So I think that has a lot to do with it. Same old symptoms: acid reflux, SPD pain. I didn't think that the renovating really affected my SPD, but then I was thinking about it last night. I was like, no, it did. It really did, because I remember getting up a couple times in the night after we had been like painting or whatever, and like barely being able to walk. So thank goodness it is very much limited to nighttime. And usually I'm fine during the day. I will feel it ever so slightly, like when I'm getting dressed in the mornings, or if I go to like push something closed with my foot, like if I try and close a drawer or like scoot something with my foot, I'll feel it then, but it's only very mild. Sometimes first thing in the morning it can be really painful, in which case I'll just grab the heat pack and sit on the couch, because Shane and I get up before the kids anyway. Sit on the couch, and within half an hour I'm usually fine. Like, it hasn't been limiting my mobility, or like, you know, like I haven't been stopped from running after the kids or anything like that. So yeah, I did have my midwife appointment, and I brought up my thoughts about breastfeeding versus formula, which I discussed in depth in last week's update, so check that out if you're interested. And I could not have asked her to be more supportive. She was just like, I was explaining everything to her, and she said, so do you want a formula feed? And I was like, I don't know for sure, but I think we're leaning towards that. And she just said, I don't care what you do. She said, all I care about is that you're happy. And she said, if you choose to formula feed, I will write that on your birth plan so you do not get questioned or asked repeatedly the same question, that kind of thing. She was brilliant. Like, I almost wanted to cry. She was so supportive, and she's the first person who, when I've said I'm not sure if I even want to attempt breastfeeding, hasn't said, oh, well, you should at least give it a go, or you should, like, she did not give her opinion whatsoever. She just gave her support, and that's really what mothers need. Because I've sought out people give their opinions very readily. I've already seen people's opinions on the subject. If I wanted your opinion, I'd be asking for it. I wasn't asking for an opinion. I was asking for support, and that is exactly what she gave. So I'm thrilled. I feel so comfortable in her care. And whatever happens with this baby happens, like whether we end up breastfeeding is fine. If we end up formula feeding is fine. I don't care. I just want it to be a smooth and lovely experience, because it's a relationship, feeding your child. It just is. So that's what happened at that appointment. Everything else checked out and looked healthy. I've got to go for my diabetes screening sometime in the next few weeks. I actually need to look at the lab form. She wanted to check my iron and stuff like that again. But I think everything else was fine. The baby moves a lot. She moves a lot. She's a little wriggle worm, and I love it. So feeling excited about that. Not much else has changed, so I'm going to love and leave you. You'll get another video update from me next week for my 27 week, but I think for my 28 week, the day I usually film it will be the day the carpet's getting laid, and we will not be home. I'm going to take the kids away because it'll be hectic. So I'll probably just do a written update just so you're aware of that. But that's it for this week. If you've got any questions, leave me a comment, message me, whatever you want to do, and I'll try my best to answer you. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!